Hello guys, Ryan Ho back with another video. Today I want to talk about the Soundblaster G8. Now this thing is honestly amazing because it basically is an audiophile grade DAC amp because it has a one button switch that allows it to basically switch to what they call direct drive, which basically cuts all the functionality as a pure audio mode. It gives it the most audio purity and it really competes with just dedicated DAC amps. And then it also has its normal mode, which basically has all the abilities to do like a lot of equalization. You could use it with your microphone, use it with your headphones. You can also connect it with other devices and do your game and voice mix. You can connect it to your consoles and everything. So this thing has a lot of inputs and outputs, and it can be a very versatile device, but it also has that kind of basically the direct drive, basically an audiophile DAC amp mode, which makes it a very versatile device for not only gamers but people who just want to listen to music, basically audiophiles. So this thing can kind of cater to both sides of the equation, which I feel like was what makes it really special because the direct drive mode is really good. So this has that direct drive, which is this green button on it, right? And with this green button, it basically allows it to, like I said, ignore all the BS. It skips all the functionality. The microphone doesn't even work anymore. And it's just a pure audio mode. And it honestly sounds quite amazing. They even rated the actual output of this to be 1 ohm. So that means you can basically run anything on it, IEMs, headphones. And this thing also actually has a gain switch as well. So on the back here, you can see it actually has a gain, so you can have a low or a high gain. I actually prefer on high gain. I think it sounds better in high gain than low. And then of course you have this gigantic volume knob that can change your volume. And then the actual, like I said, output impedance is 1, so everything works on it, but it can support up to 600 ohm headphones as well. So this thing is very powerful. So they actually didn't rate how much power output it puts out, but I actually put it on my most, I guess, heavy to drive headphone, which is the HiFiMan HE6. It's pretty much like it's the hardest to drive headphone out there. If it can power that, it can power anything. And with that headphone, it was still only to maybe like about 25%, 26% was good enough for me. So this thing has more than enough volume to blow out your eardrums. So I don't think anyone needs to worry about that. So really, this thing is just like really good, high output, very clear sound. So it actually has, they actually rated the dynamic range to be about 130, which is basically like the highest you can get. So this thing puts out just like really good. I actually listened to this and compared it to my dedicated DAC amp, and this compared very well. This thing is basically amazing in the direct drive mode. And so I would say my recommendation is high gain direct drive. Without it, and you're using it in the normal mode with like the microphone, with equalization, with all the other functionality, the sound's still pretty decent, but it's definitely nowhere as close as the direct drive mode, in my opinion. And I feel like that's the part that really shines about this, right? So really, the thing I noticed the biggest difference is I feel like all the elements pop out a lot more in the direct drive mode. Like when I'm listening to it, a lot of the vocals, they just like, they not only do they sound cleaner and clearer, but they like stand out way more from the background. So you can basically isolate like the voices from like the background sounds. At the same time, they seem a little bit bigger and they seem to be way more distinct sounding on the direct drive mode. So it makes a huge difference in my opinion. And that's probably why I honestly recommend this, just because of this functionality alone. It makes this like a top tier DAC amp with all this other functionality too that you have access to. So once you turn off this direct drive mode, you can actually enter what they call their SBX mode. They have their own Soundblasters sound mode. Honestly, I don't really think it matters that much to me. I just prefer direct drive with no equalization. But then you can click on that and access it. And then click on it again, it actually goes into what they call scout mode. It's supposed to like help you in your games. Honestly, all this equalization stuff is not really what you need. If you have a good tuned headphone, you don't really need any of that, in my opinion. You just run direct drive. It gives you probably the best sound quality just overall, like straight up. But you know, they have a lot of different features that they think people might want. They have a lot of like, you know, virtual surround sound type of stuff that's available on this. But yeah, let's just talk about all, I guess, the features it has. So the actual buttons you have are nice because you have like your headphone or speaker, and you can turn it off and can do your like line out type of stuff as well. And then, you know, like I said, this is direct drive mode, and then we have access to those 2 quick modes. And then you can also plug in software and access like a ton ton more features as well that I'll show you later. And then of course you have your game and kind of voice mix, and then obviously the volume. So then on the front right here, you can see I have it plugged into the headphone, but essentially you have the ability for a microphone and headphones. So for the gamers out there, you can use both and plug it in, which is really nice. Or if you're just an audiophile, you just want headphones only, you can just do that and use direct drive. So whatever you want, you can use that. And then in the back, we have the ability to access a lot of different things. So I'll have the USB plugged in, but you have HDMI, you have USB 1, which provides not only power, but also connection. So I have it plugged into my phone, but you can plug it into your PC and everything, and then access the software. You have optical out, optical in, so line out, line in. So they have a plethora of things you can connect it, and you can also choose which one, optical in or the ARC. So yeah, this thing is pretty much feature packed. A lot of connectivity options that you can choose, and it all works really well. All right, so I'm using the iPost H6 Pro to do this recording. So this is a mic test of an actual Soundblaster plugged in through this microphone. And then we have the actual app right here that you can see. So you have the ability to kind of adjust the different effects that you want to have right here for your kind of SBX button, I guess. And I have it on off, but you can, choose the different presets. They have the acoustic engine where you can turn on multiple different effects at the same time if you want to. And then you also have equalization, which you can choose from kind of a bunch of presets, or you can kind of drag the different columns. So you can actually play with the equalizer if you want. Then they have crystal voice, which you can kind of enhance your voice. Then you have the direct mode, which I really like, which cuts all the BS and goes straight to the sound. Scout mode, which I don't think it's really that helpful, but it kind of supposed to help you with, I guess, aiming, shooting. You have the decoder for Dolby Digital that you can kind of choose how much you want it. And then you have a mixer between all of your different kind of playback devices, and then you're recording everything, so you kind of choose how much you want and how much to deliver, right? Then we also have the ability to choose your audio quality. You can change it all the way up to 32-bit and higher kind of hertz as well. You can kind of set your different surround sound and see how it sounds. And then you have the ability to connect, speakers and everything to your as well. And then you can change your recordings as well to, whatever audio quality that you want. And then the settings, you can actually use it to just quickly update your firmware and your driver and everything. And you can also just update your application as well. So it's kind of useful. I feel like the app really does a lot. So this app basically does everything. It gives you even more fine-tuned control over the device. Like I said, this thing can basically do everything. So the functionality is pretty much limitless. In conclusion, I think this device honestly sounds just amazing direct drive. Like, it's literally competes with dedicated DAC amps. Like, I think it's that good. If you just wanted something to just listen to straight up, I think the creative just has done a really good job with the Soundblaster. Honestly, this thing sounds amazing with just a dedicated. That's probably how I'm going to use it most of the time, to be honest. But if you need the actual microphone port, you can just use it in the normal mode and you'll have access to that. Like I said, so this thing really is a versatile assassin in a way, because they appeal to kind of two crowds of people: the gamers who want everything, as well as just the pure audiophiles. So I mean, my suggestion really is, if you're playing games, plug it in, use your microphone and everything, and after you're done, you're watching movies or you're listening to some music and you're just chilling, you just click one button, go into the audio mode, and then you can just have the best audio quality there. So I feel like that is pretty much how I think a lot of people would probably use this mode. So really, they did a wonderful job in really just pushing the sound quality on such a versatile device. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll leave links down in the description below if you guys are interested. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.